I would like to welcome everybody to this wonderful spotlight session, Circle U. It is an opportunity for presenting international student mobility opportunities at Circle U members, and I'm honored to introduce some of the representatives and our dear Professor Dalibor Sokolović, who will be your host today. I'll be here all day behind the scenes, so please feel free to contact me if you have any technical issues and problems. Hopefully not. Dalibor, please.
Take over.
Take over, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the floor is mine. Thank you, Maria. I'm Dalibor Sokolović. I'm from the Faculty of Philology. That's what I do. I'm a teacher. I teach Slavic languages, and I'm also an Erasmus Plus coordinator. And within Circle U, I work as work package lead. That means that with all these lovely people here, some of them and some others, we do different things within our alliance, Circle U. I will do this thing today multilingual, as I do it always. So we will have some in English, some in Serbian. You can try Norwegian if you want, or Danish. Maybe some will understand. So Circle U, as Maria said, that's an alliance of 7 plus 2. That's Vienna and Pisa. We have 5 representatives, right? 5 or 4 representatives of universities from our alliance. And all the information, I will not bother you with this any further. All you want, you can just type in Circle U in your Internet Explorer, and then you'll find all the information you need. And this is one step forward to getting to know each other better, right? With students and with our partners. Ima mogućnosti mnogo u okviru ove alijanse. Nadam se da će danas biti, hvala Marija, nadam se da će danas imati pitanja konkretna. Ovo je šansa za vas, za studente, nastavnike, ne znam koga sve ima, i želeo bih sve da pozdravim takođe. Šansa za vas da pitate sve ono što vas interesuje, a tiče se mobilnosti i programa u okviru Circle U. So, without any further ado, I don't like to be, 2 minutes, that's enough. I think, Maria, we can proceed to the first presentation, and that will be our dear Guri, start from University of Oslo, and you can start the presentation. And with all your impressions and questions, we'll have the time after the presentations to talk about, so enjoy.
Thank you, Dalibor. Thank you for inviting me to do this. And I look forward to present to you and to listen if you have questions and try to answer them later today. My colleague Kjersti was supposed to do this presentation, but she wasn't available today, so I stepped in for her. We work together with international mobility and international cooperation. If you come on exchange to Oslo, you can imagine yourself standing in the crowd on the main university square on your first day on a surprisingly warm day in August, or a chilly one in January. And let me tell you what you need to know to become an exchange student at Norway's best university. So this is the program for this presentation. I will tell you a little bit about why I choose UIO, about the courses, about summer school, our campuses, about Oslo as a city, welcome weekend buddies, student welfare services, costs of living, and apply and welcome. So why should you choose the University of Oslo? We educate students with knowledge, ability, and willingness to create a better world. You will learn from the best, and for more than 2 centuries, UIO has critically studied, challenged, and shaped Norwegian society and developed knowledge of value for the entire world. The quality and breadth of research and education places the University of Oslo in a unique national position and forms the basis of UIO's status as a leading European research-intensive comprehensive university. At the University of Oslo, you will learn from the best researchers and professors. You will have access to excellent facilities, and you will be in a capital which is very close to beautiful nature. A little bit about our courses and what we have to offer. As you can see, filling up here, we offer a wide range of courses taught in English. Not everything is taught in English at the University of Oslo, of course. As Professor Sokolovic just said, you can also come here to learn Norwegian and participate in classes taught in Norwegian. But here we have examples of fields that are taught in English. More than 400, more than 400 on bachelor level and more than 1,000 on master's level. We have highlighted some of the strategically important ones, some rather unique courses, and those especially relevant to Circle U. We also participate with a summer school in the Circle U cooperation, and it's called Evidence and Democracy in Times of Crisis. It is a master course taught during the summer. First year was last year, and it's run this year as well. Unfortunately, the application deadline was in February, I think. So, but if you like the idea of coming for a shorter stay at the University of Oslo, you may apply next year, for instance. We also have another 6-week summer school that runs every year for 75 years now. And you can find more information about that at the University of Oslo webpage. It's not part of this presentation since it's not a part of the Circle U program. Our campuses. No matter how long you stay at UIO, your stay at UIO will be, let me move on to show you our main campuses. Here you see the heart of the campus Blindern, which is where the majority of the faculties are located. It is a 7-minute ride on the subway from downtown. You can walk or bike as well. Across the University of Oslo's premises around Oslo, you can of course expect well-equipped lecture rooms and labs. Several libraries include the big black building you see in the background there, which is the main library. We have gyms, restaurants, cafes, museums, and a botanical garden. Everything you need to succeed as a student. The Faculty of Law is at our downtown campus within the original buildings of the university. The old buildings are dating from the 1850s, and this location is literally in the heart of the city center, on the main street, Karl Johan. From here, you can see both the Parliament and the Royal Castle, which both are a 5-minute walk away. This is supposed to be a picture of Oslo as a city, but it looks like the woods because Oslo is a very green city, so you don't see all the buildings necessarily. But to the left there, you can see a part of the Oslo Fjord, and that's where the city center starts. The forest where these two people are located is only a 30-minute ride away on bus or subway. So for instance, in the winter, we will typically pick up our skis and go to find a tram or a subway and go out in the woods and ski. Some people who live in the suburbs will just ski directly from their doorstep. Some of the student villages are also you have direct access to ski arenas and woods, and only 15 minutes to the campus. So everything is very close. If you go downtown into the streets of Oslo, you will see a vibrant part of Oslo to the left there. It's called Grünerløkka. It's a perfect spot for coffee, cafes, shopping, and people watching. It's a good mix of high street and independent shops. And of course, lots of bars and restaurants. In the middle, you see the opera, which is shaped like an iceberg. You can walk on the marble roof and enjoy the view of the seafront. And you can even take a swim like Professor Sokolovich did when he was visiting from a beach close to the opera. The picture to the right is from one of Oslo's many music festivals. This is from Øya, which is usually around semester start in August. So a great way to kickstart your stay in Oslo with the locals. And a tip from me when it comes to the festivals, if you sign up as a volunteer, you get free access, of course. So then you can help with the arrangement and listen to all the music and meet all the nice people. Many international students do that. We have a buddy system for both new Norwegian students and for international students. So we welcome you, our exchange students, with big smiles, and you will be assigned to a buddy who will show you the way around Oslo and the University of Oslo. We also have an international student reception and they host events throughout the semester, like guided tours of landmarks, like the Munch Museum, the Parliament, Nobel Peace Center. They also set up language cafes, a scavenger hunt, bingo nights, as well as info sessions about part-time work. The student welfare services in Oslo are administered of an organization called SIO. They offer the non-academic part of your student life, including housing, health, sports, and food. An important benefit for our exchange students is the housing priority. If you apply for housing within deadline, you have great chances of getting affordable student housing. SIO also offer high-quality sport facilities at student-friendly prices, on-campus restaurants and cafes, and a wide range of both physical and mental health services. And now, a bit difficult part, the cost of living in Norway. You probably know that Norway is considered an expensive place to stay. You will need a minimum of 1,000 euros per month. Of that, you should plan at least 370 euros, which is about the absolute cheapest student housing will cost you. But behold, you are allowed to work part-time if you do not have time to save money before you come here. So what happens in Oslo is that there is a lack of people to work, and very many students, also the international students, get work in cafes and restaurants typically, and other places. And it's okay if your English is good. Normally that's okay. I see there are some questions. I will see if I have time to look at them when I finish very soon the presentation. We try to live green, and there are some activities on campus that help to do that. We have a sustainability day, we have a sustainability office, we have a bike fest, and we have places where you can mend things and you can borrow tools to mend things. So it's a kind of a tools library. So feel free to explore those possibilities when you're here. That's all I have for now. And I really hope I managed to make you interested in exploring Oslo as your future exchange destination. Our next deadline for inbound exchange is October 15th. So then you can come in the spring semester of 24. Thank you for listening and see you in Oslo. Now I'll have a look at the questions here. before I end. I think I have a few minutes, right? Okay, it's not it's not questions, it's comments from Maria. That's okay. But if you have any questions right now, feel free. I can use probably 2 or 3 minutes now, and we can meet in this. We can meet later in the, what is it called? Breakout rooms.
Yes, thank you, Guri. I think, yeah, there was links and useful information from Maria. I think we have time for 1 or 2 questions if you want, but maybe it's better to listen first to all the presentations and then have the answers and questions and answers session, so-called Q&A. Right, Maria? Am I right?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Guri, for, as always, useful information. And I think been quite an intriguing place and territory. You know, the Nordic countries for us are always cold, but with good standard of life and how we fit in this world and so on. So we have a chance to talk about this later, and we stay in this region. I think the second one, according to our agenda, is Aarhus University. So we're going to Denmark and to Stefan, sorry.
Yes, no worries, no worries. Yes.
Yeah, I internationalized it. Thank you, Stefan, for joining us today. And you can please tell us what you have to tell to these students and colleagues of ours. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the invitation. Let me just... So, all right, and thank you to Guri as well for the presentation. We're moving a bit further south. Can you all see the slides and hear me? Yes, all good. So yeah, we're moving a bit further south to Denmark. Welcome to this presentation of Aarhus University in Denmark. My name is Stefan, or Stephen, whatever you prefer. And I work as an international advisor at the International Center at Aarhus University. So the next 15 minutes-ish, I'll do my best to give you a broad idea of what it's like to go on exchange at Aarhus University and what it's like to live in Aarhus in Denmark. So let's have a look. So one of our international students recently reported that it is hard not to like it here in Aarhus, which was a cute comment, I think, and that's why I brought it. So in Denmark, Aarhus is commonly referred to as the city of smiles, Smilets by, and it has been ranked the second happiest city in the world within recent years. Let me just show you the agenda for today. I will start out by talking a bit about Denmark broadly, then the city of Aarhus. Then we'll get to some stories and interesting facts around Aarhus University. And finally, what it's like to be a student here. Yeah, let's start out with Denmark and where we are in the world. So if we were to walk from Belgrade up to Aarhus, it would take us 13 days. We'd have to walk up through Hungary, Slovakia, through the Czech Republic, through Berlin, and then finally we'd arrive in Denmark. But let's zoom in a bit. If you don't feel like pulling off a cross-European hike, you can also fly from Belgrade to Aarhus in around 5 hours with a single stop in Frankfurt in Germany. On your left side on this slide, you can take a closer look at Denmark. Copenhagen, which some of you may already know, is in the very eastern part. I'll try and use a laser pointer. It's right here. And Aarhus is located in the western part of the country. So that's right here. This whole peninsula that's hovering above Germany is called Jutland. And here in Aarhus, we're close to a place that we call the nose, which is this part, the nose of Jutland. So it's a good way to remember where we are. We're right under the nose, right here. All right. Some more facts about Denmark. So Denmark has 5.8 million inhabitants, and Copenhagen, or København, is the capital. 99% of people here speak Danish. and 90% speak English. So even if you're on the bus or in the supermarket, you'll always be able, or in most cases, you'll be able to speak English with almost everyone, as it is our second language. Denmark is one of the safest countries in the world, and it is also one of the happiest countries in the world, and widely cited as one of the happiest countries in the world. In a 2023 survey, Denmark ranks as the second happiest nation, right after Finland. And there are many possible reasons for this. Some of these might be that there is a high level of social equality, high levels of trust, the welfare state, free healthcare, and things like this. And for these reasons, and probably many more, Denmark is also widely cited as one of the most livable places in the world. Yeah. Even though Denmark is quite small in size, we make up for it by contributing big impacts in many areas of global society. So Denmark is famously known for design, Danish design, engineering, architecture. As you can see on this photo, it's from the harbor here in Aarhus. Farming as well, green technology, green energy, wind turbines. There's also a booming food scene with Noma. I think it's been ranked as the world's best restaurants for a few years now. And also music festivals, as Guri mentioned, and also not to forget Danish pastry. Seriously, if you come here, you will have to visit all of the bakeries. Actually, I did a bakery tour with a fellow Serbian student of mine when I studied, and it was a huge success. There's a lot of things to explore, but in Serbia too, and in Norway as well, on the cake front, and all the other fronts for that matter. No matter where you are in Denmark, you're never more than 52 kilometers from the ocean and from beaches. And the highest point in all of Denmark is 172 meter. And here in Denmark, we call it the Sky Mountain, as if it reaches up into the sky, which is kind of ironic because it doesn't. In Serbia, I think if you had to name the Sky Mountain, I think you'd call it a simple hill, probably. Denmark is a very, very flat country, and both in terms of the geography, but also social hierarchy and social structure, also very flat. So, and this is from the west coast in Jutland, very beautiful place. Let's zoom in on Aarhus now. So Aarhus is an old city with a young population. It is the youngest city in Denmark if you measure it by average age, but at the same time, it is also one of the 3 oldest cities in Denmark. And it was founded by Vikings in the year 948. It is the second biggest city in Denmark with a population of around 350,000, which is, I believe, around a quarter of the population in Belgrade, so a bit smaller. However, it's a proper student city, many students, 52,000 students, of which around 12% are international students. And this gives a certain atmosphere to the city, I would say. So here's some photos to get an idea of the city of Aarhus. Below to your left, you can see the famous art museum, Aros, it's called, in Aarhus. It's actually named after the Vikings' name for Aarhus when they founded it and named it. It was called Aros. And it has its signature rainbow on top with tiny people in it who you can see walking around, and they become part of the art. It's pretty beautiful. Aarhus has an old city center with, cobblestone streets and charming alleys. And this is all mixed up with more modern architecture. As you can see below to your right, there you have the iceberg, which is on the harbor front, and many more buildings like this. One of the newer landmarks in Aarhus is called the Lighthouse. It's this here on your right, the photo to your right, which is 142 meters tall, and it's right by the waterfront. And up here, there's a restaurant, so you can get a very beautiful view. There's the city hall here in the middle. We have a world-class archaeological museum, which is called Mosko. it's almost as if one took a shovel, you know, and put it into the ground and then lifted up the soil. The way the soil would lift up, that's how the architecture is in this museum. So very fitting for an archaeological museum. Yeah. Okay, so now let me tell you a little bit about the university. Aarhus University is a comprehensive public research institution, which was founded in 1928. It has 40,000 students across 3 campuses and 5 faculties. And you can see the faculties here. The university offers the opportunity for you guys for a full semester exchange or a short-term exchange. And this would be the courses hosted by our summer university, AU Summer University. And on the photo here, you can see the campus in Aarhus and the University Park, which has been ranked a few years back as one of the most beautiful campuses in Europe. It's in a big university park with all of these yellow brick buildings around. It's very, very pretty. Yeah, so a bit about the courses. The list of courses that are available for exchange students is quite long. There are more than 1,000 courses offered in English, where you can choose from a range of degree programs and study areas. It could be business, marketing, linguistics, anthropology, nanoscience, political science, so much more. I've provided here in the book. I'm sure the slides will be shared in some form, probably after the presentation. So I provided a link here for you guys where you can find more information on course options, course restrictions, and stuff like this, because this all differs across the different faculties. So yeah. All right. So life as a student in Aarhus, what is it like? Well, each year Aarhus University welcomes around 1,100 exchange students from over 120, I believe, countries. And we make sure to give everyone a proper and friendly welcome during an orientation week. And then there's also a buddy program, like Guri also mentioned. There's a buddy program to help you as an exchange student to ease into your new study environment and to make you feel welcome in Aarhus. Both before, during, and after your stay, you'll have access to student counselors and international coordinators to help you and support you. Yeah, and then life for students in Aarhus can be full of adventures if you wanted to. We have the student house, Studenterhus Aarhus, and they organize a bunch of, there's a huge international community around, also Danish community, but like a huge student community around the student house, organizing a ton of social activities. Could be concerts, pub quizzes, yoga classes, picnics, salsa nights, dance classes, open mic, and many, many more things. It's a very, very cool place. And then finally, so this is a central institution, you could say, and then around on the different departments and the different institutes, there'll be Friday bars each Friday, where students, the local students, will host a Friday bar. And this is a social event where you can catch up with your classmates after a long week of studying. Sometimes students also do Friday bar crawls. We can visit the different departments' Friday bars. It's a fun activity. Yeah, and I brought some photos here of sports and outdoory activities that you can do in Aarhus. It's in recent years, it's become very popular to do SUP or stand-up paddling on the harbor. A lot of fun. And then up here on the photo to your left, you can see a scene from the annual university boat race. It's one thing that's a must mention, a must see in Aarhus. I guess it's every year it's an event that gathers 30,000 students where the students, according to their degree programs and departments, are divided into teams, and then they compete against each other in a boat race across a teensy tiny university lake. It's very small, and they compete in these very small rubber boats, and it's a very, very fun day. You could say this is Aarhus's version of the rowing competitions in Oxford and Cambridge, except it's a lot smaller. Yeah, but a lot of fun. And then when it's cold, there's always the option, and it does get cold. Up here it's very warm now. But there's plenty of opportunities to go explore and try some Danish hygge. I don't know, maybe some of you are familiar with this term. It's a very important part of Danish culture, hygge, and you can translate it sort of with coziness, but it's a lot more than that. It's it's a good cup of coffee. It's lighting a candle, eating cake with a friend, sitting around, discussing big things, small things in life. That's hygge. There's always time for hygge. Yeah. So some practical information here as we reach the end, a bit about housing and a bit about living costs, which in Denmark, as in Oslo, or in Aarhus as in Oslo, is kind of an elephant in the room. So housing as an exchange student, you can apply for housing through either the university, and you do this when you apply for exchange. You can apply through Student Housing Aarhus. And some of these will be furnished and some of these will be unfurnished. Some of them will be dorms, some of them will be small apartments. And finally, you can apply through the private housing market in Aarhus. I've provided a link here as well with more information. And then living costs, it's worth mentioning that the Danish economy performs above the European average, and this results in a higher standard of living and also higher living costs. Like it's relatively more expensive in Denmark compared to other countries in Europe. So for a student budget will be around €1,000 per month. If you go to this website that I've linked to below, international.au.dk, you can see different example budgets, you know, how the different expenses are distributed. So how much is rent typically, how much is food? Rent will be around 330 up to 500 something, depending on where you stay. Yeah, and I've also, there's this website that's called Numbeo. I don't know how you pronounce it, but here you can compare Danish and Serbian prices. So you can type in these two countries, and then you can compare the prices of supermarket items, for instance, like milk or bread, just to get an idea of the prices. However, these it's important for me to say that these €1,000, that's all inclusive. So that's also food and transportation and other kinds of expenses. Healthcare is paid for through taxes and the Danish welfare system. So this will be covered already. Yeah. So finally, why choose Aarhus University? Let's wrap this up. Well, you will get a world-class education. It's the first point here. Aarhus University is ranked as top 25 in Europe and top 100 to 150, depending on the different ranking organizations in the world. Another good reason is that everyone speaks English, so you don't need to learn a new language. Aarhus has been voted the best student city in Denmark 3 years in a row by Danish students. It's a safe and friendly and open-minded city. Another good reason is the international community and the network that's here for you. So we're here for you, and you'll not be alone. You'll never be alone unless you want to, of course, but there are plenty of new friends here that you just haven't met yet. Then we're close to nature, close to big forests, close to the sea, and very close to a buzzing city with arts, music, museums, and so on. And then finally, it's a walkable city, so there's no need for a car, and also you don't need to use the public transportation. You can simply get around by foot or by bike. Yeah, so see you in Aarhus, question mark. Maybe, let's see. If I hope this presentation was interesting and useful for you. And who knows, maybe some of you have been inspired to learn more about Aarhus and about Denmark. Maybe visit us for an exchange semester or shorter. The next application deadline for spring 2024 is October 1st. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you for your time and attention, and come say hi in the breakout room if you have any questions.
Yeah. That was great, Stefan. Thank you very much, Mangata. And hvala puno. It really, the presentation from Oslo and from Aarhus now brings up the memories, and I can really confirm what you said, Guri and you. Those are two beautiful cities, and Oslo is a big center. And when you talk about Denmark, the first reaction would be Copenhagen, absolutely, and even for our students at the Faculty of Philology. And then when they have an opportunity to see Aarhus and what it is, and it's a big surprise for them. And so that's a big plus and another success story of our Circle U adventure, you know. Was not that a big name on our map of the University of Belgrade. Now it is, and it's becoming a bigger one. And you said something about languages, absolutely. English, Danish, and also in Nordic countries you can sometimes speak your own language, because we had situations they hear we speak Serbian, Croatian, or whatever, and so it's also a country where you can meet people from the Balkans too. Yeah, it's part of immigration and so on. Okay, thanks. And we had one question, but we'll wait with the question and answers later, as you said, as Stefan said, in our breakout rooms. We'll go to further south, now go to, according to our program, to Berlin, Humboldt University, and Xenia, once again, nice to meet you. It's the first time, I'm really looking forward to your presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me. Let me share my screen. This works. Can you see the presentation? I hope so. Oh, there it is. All right. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Xenia. I am part of the global mobility team at the International Department of Humboldt Universität zu Berlin. And I'm very happy to give you a little insight into our university, our exchange program, and our town. There are three big research universities in Berlin: Humboldt Universität, Freie Universität, and the Technical University. And Humboldt Universität is the oldest university of these three, and the only one which is situated in the eastern part of Berlin. Some hard facts to start you off with around 40,000 students and around 400 professors. Humboldt Universität is one of the biggest and strongest research universities in Germany. We have 9 faculties, which are subdivided into several departments and institutes, and are located on 3 central campuses scattered around town. And our faculties and institutes offer all main disciplines of humanities, social and cultural sciences, human medicine, mathematics, and natural sciences. Our 3 campuses that I mentioned are the traditional campus Mitte in central Berlin, the historical campus Nord, and the modern technological campus Adlershof, which is situated in the southeast of Berlin. And I'll give you a little tour of our 3 campuses. Our first campus, the Campus Mitte, our most central campus, is located in the very center of town, just a few blocks away from popular sites like the Brandenburger Gate or the TV Tower or our Museum Island. It's a very beautiful location surrounded by lots of historical buildings, and it houses the humanities, the social sciences, and the faculties of law and economy. And here on this picture, you can see the building of our Faculty of Law. And the university's central library is also part of Campus Mitte, where it maintains and administers the largest contiguous open access collection in Germany with around 2 million print publications. Next, we have our Campus Nord, which is located north of the main buildings and close to Berlin's main station. And it's home to our life science departments, including the University Medical Center at Charité. And lastly, we have Campus Adlershof. The natural sciences, together with computer science and mathematics, are located at Campus Adlershof in the southeast of Berlin. And Berlin-Adlershof is one of the largest science and technology locations in Europe, with excellent working conditions for interdisciplinary research and learning. Here at this campus, researchers from HU Berlin work together with non-university research institutions, as well as companies and startups. And if you would like to join any of our campuses, you are very welcome to do so through our student exchange program. For exchange students, undergraduates and graduates as well, all disciplines are available except for medicine and law. If you do study medicine or law, you're welcome to still get in touch with us to see if we can make an exception and ask our faculties if they can admit you as an exchange student. Please note that you will be enrolled in the HU department, which corresponds the major at your home university, but you are still welcome to take courses from 2 different departments, in addition to language courses at our language center. Many of our departments offer courses in English, so if you do not speak German, you're still welcome to come join Humboldt Universitet and take classes in English. If you want to take classes in German, you will require to prove your German language proficiency to join these classes, and your German language proficiency should already be at a level B2 or C1, depending on the faculty or the institute that you want to join. But there's also an option to take a C test at our university, and if your language skills aren't as high or as good as they need to be to take classes in German, you're welcome to take a 4-week intensive German preparatory language course in advance to the semester start to get you ready for taking classes in German. But as I mentioned, you are also welcome to take classes fully in English if you feel more comfortable to do so, and just take a German class on the side to get into the German language. Many departments offer courses in English, and it's worth it to check out our course catalog to see if your discipline or your field of studies actually offers classes in English. We also have an additional program to supplement our faculty, our course catalog from the faculties and institutes. It's called Berlin Perspectives, and Berlin Perspectives offers courses for all students at HU. Most courses are in English or in a combination of English and German, and the program is a very helpful addition for students who wish to stay a full semester but just cannot find sufficient classes offered in English at their institute or at their department. So they can supplement their curriculum with courses from Berlin Perspectives. Currently, Berlin Perspectives offers classes in the fields of history, politics, migration and identity, literature and journalism, and urban culture and society. I just added a little snapshot of the current classes that are offered, so you can get a sense of the topics that are covered. Most of these seminars are on topics related to either Berlin, to Germany, or to European history and culture, and it's a very international classroom setting, so you will usually take classes with other international students. Our Berlin Perspectives program is offered by Humboldt International Campus, which also hosts winter and summer schools. So check out their website. And they also have a 12-week internship program in research projects and university-related startups, mostly for BA students. But if you want to just spend the summer in Berlin interning, you're welcome to do so through the Humboldt International Campus. The HUX program, as we like to call it, or Who Go Study, is an initiative of the Welcome Center at HU Berlin, which is available for all international students and all HU students alike. It's just a welcoming program with workshops, events, and seminars that are offered in English or in German. And our HUX team offers intercultural trainings such as university as a cultural space or how to get around in the German cultural sphere. They offer qualification workshops about academic writing and presentation skills, or how to successfully apply for a job in Germany. They also offer workshops on well-being and health. So they have classes on meditation and breathing techniques, time management, and of course they have a wide variety of events, cultural events and networking events, such as campus tours, walk and talks through different neighborhoods in Berlin to get to know the city a little bit better. They organize game nights, movie nights, and of course tours through our museums and sites. And why should you choose Berlin as your study abroad destination? I might be a little bit biased because I love Berlin very, very much. And one of the main reasons why I love the city is I think it's the perfect combination of nature and culture. Berlin has a multitude of cultural attraction in all forms, music, arts, technology, history. You might have heard of the very popular techno scene in Berlin, or galleries and historical museums that we have to offer. There's really something for everyone. And I think it's a great combination if you also look at the green part of town. So we have numerous parks, lakes, and forests in the city or close by. And if you feel like the city is just getting too loud and too noisy, you can escape in our little cute parks that are scattered around town and have a little bit of peace and quiet. I also love Berlin because it's a very diverse and very inclusive city. Berlin is known for being very vibrant, diverse, and ready to welcome people from any walks of life, from any backgrounds. And we celebrate everyone with parades, with festivals. And you can definitely find your people in this town because it's such an international community. We have people living here from nearly 200 nations, and it's possible to get around without knowing the German language. But if you want to learn the German language, you will also find your crowd to practice. If you don't know German and want to start a life here, study abroad here, it's very easy to get around and very easy to find work in English. So that shouldn't be a worry if you're just getting started with your German skills. And also the city is just very easy to navigate. We have excellent public transport systems and the city is very, very bike friendly. What should you expect to pay when studying abroad in Berlin? We do charge an enrollment fee at Humboldt Universitet, which is 360 euros per semester, but this enrollment fee already includes a public transportation ticket for all of Berlin and also for the surrounding state of Brandenburg. So you can use any forms of transport throughout Berlin and also take day trips outside of the city to other cities close by. For housing, you can expect to pay between 300 to 600 euros a month. We do have student dorms available, and HU Berlin tries to assist as many students as possible in finding accommodation by allocating them to selected student dormitories that are scattered around town. We offer accommodation primarily to exchange students, so you do get a preference if you sign up as an exchange student, and just feel free to reach out to us if you're having trouble finding accommodation. We know this can be a challenge because the market is very fast and sometimes it's difficult to find an apartment or a room for just a semester, but our accommodation team is very happy to help with that. And for food, meals, and fun, you should expect to pay between 200 to 300 euros, and your health insurance will cost you 125 euros a month. And I think that brings me to the end of my presentation, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to present Humboldt Universitet to you, and looking forward to your questions at the end. Thank you so much.
Dalibor, niste se unmutirali.
Yeah. Seen this. Thank you very much, Xenia. Vielen Dank, I was saying, and for reminding us how great a city Berlin is, and I think we're all a little bit connected with Germany. We have some friends or relatives. I'm speaking of the name of Serbian people here in Germany. So we all might consider continuing our career, or at least some part of it at Humboldt University. We'll have, I'm sure, questions for you later. And now we proceed to the final, as we say, last but not least, speaker for today. That's Ore from Louvain. Welcome, Ore, and the Zoom is all yours, and we're looking forward to your presentation, your speaker.
Thank you very much. I will try to share my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay. First of all, I would say, I want to say thank you for the presentation of Humboldt Universitet. And I also wanted to say that I was there 1 year ago in Humboldt Universitet as an exchange student, and it was really cool. So I really recommend to go there. But now let's talk about UC Louvain and Louvain-la-Neuve. So my name is Or, and I'm still a student. I'm ambassador for UC Louvain right now. And I'm really delighted to be here today to introduce you to our university and our campus in Louvain-la-Neuve. So the Catholic University of Louvain, so UC Louvain, it was founded in 1425. So it's one of the oldest universities in Europe. Renowned for its also academic excellence and cutting-edge research. So it's, as you can see, it's located in Belgium at the heart of Europe. So our institution offers a dynamic and stimulating learning environment. Louvain-la-Neuve is a university town, so designed specifically to accommodate UC Louvain. It's located just 30 kilometers southeast of Brussels, as you can see on the PowerPoint. And it offers a safe, a friendly, and an ideal environment for students. So the campus, so Louvain-la-Neuve, is home to more than 20,000 students. And it was founded in 1971. So it's one of the youngest cities in Europe. So it combines a urban atmosphere, but also with country living. So you will find a host of cultural activities, including museums, cinemas, theaters, concert halls, and exhibition spaces. What's more, also sports facilities, restaurants, cafes, shops, and green spaces all contribute to creating an exceptional living environment. So something that's really important is that the urban center of Louvain-la-Neuve is entirely pedestrian. So you can go everywhere by feet. So it's really easy to walk from a building to another one. And it also encourages meetings between students, professors, residents, and so on. So this unique social, cultural, and economic dynamic makes it an ideal place for personal and academic development. At UC Louvain, we also offer a range of study programs, including 73 bachelor's degree and 107 master's degree in our various faculties. So the masters are mostly in English, so that's good to know if you're from another country and you don't speak French. But for the bachelor's, it's most of the time in French. But don't worry, you can still ask the teachers that are kind. And sometimes I know people that weren't able to speak French, but they were able to answer in Italian, for example. So you can still speak with the teachers. That's not a problem. And our system is based on 2 semesters. So we have the first one and the second one. And between them, we have like block periods to focus on exam. So it's in December and January for the first one. And it's now, so in May and June for the second period. So just now I have to study, but it's okay. I'm here with you. I'm happy. So Issy-Louvain is located, as I said, in Louvain-la-Neuve, so a dynamic student city. So really, it was really specifically designed to accommodate the university. So that's really cool because it provides an ideal environment for us, for the students. So now, how to get to Louvain-la-Neuve? So it's really easy. You can just go by train. So we have, Louvain-la-Neuve has a well-connected train station, allowing easy access from Brussels and other major Belgian cities. It's really easy, but also by bus. So we have regular bus lines connecting Louvain-la-Neuve to surrounding towns and villages. And if you want, also by car, but it's really not useful if you don't want to. I don't use the car, I just use the train station, and it's really easy, really. So it's a city, but it's also surrounding by nature. So you can really find beautiful natural spaces. So for example, the Sognon forest. So it's really, you can enjoy this for walking, but also outdoor activities. So mostly students can take advantage of the surrounding nature to relax, engage in sports, or simply recharge between classes. So as now the weather is really beautiful, so we all go outside to walk a little bit or run or whatever. It's really funny. We also, so Louvain-la-Neuve is also boasts 9 libraries spread across the campus, so providing ample resources and study spaces for students. So all libraries can be accessed using the UCL student card. So you'll see we have 2 cards, one student's card and one that we call carte d'accès. So you can go in every library, even if it's not the library of your faculty. So libraries are really popular here to study because it's really a quiet atmosphere. A silence is really required. But you can also go there for group work or also research. We have specific places in the libraries for the group where you can talk. Next, so a significant challenge when organizing a student exchange stay can be the accommodation, and Belgium, unfortunately, is no exception to the rule. So, however, on each UCL Louvain campus, so because we have UCL in Louvain-la-Neuve, but also in Brussels and also in Mons, but I'm the ambassador for UCL in Louvain-la-Neuve. So we provided a large range of housing offers. So we have 3 types of accommodation that are available here. So the UCL Louvain housing, but also you can find a real estate agents housing and private owners. So in general, the rent, so included the charges, but excluding internet connection for sure, ranges from 300 to 400 euros per month, but that's for UCL accommodation. So normally it's more expensive. So renting a room in a shared flat. So you have to know that in Belgium, a shared flat, we call that a cot. So it's probably the more classical option to find an accommodation. So these shared flats are composed of 3 up to 12 private bedrooms. So with a shared kitchen, bathroom, and also a toilet. So it looks like this. You can see the buildings look like this, and also the room. You have my face there, but the room looks like this. And I would say that if you feel hungry, you don't have to worry about that, because going hungry in Louvain-la-Neuve, it's not possible. So you have really a variety of dining options. So first, you have the university restaurant. So UC Louvain provides affordable dining options with its university restaurant. So here you can enjoy a warm meal at a budget-friendly prices. In fact, the meal of the day is like €3.60, I think, something like this. So ensuring a satisfying and economical dining experience. And in addition to university restaurant, Louvain-la-Neuve boasts numerous fast food outlets and a restaurant. So whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a sit-down meal, there's something to suit everyone's taste, don't worry. So after talking about food, now we will speak about sport for sure. So UC Louvain is the ultimate sports university. So if you're interested in participating in physical and sports activities throughout the academic year, you've come to the right place. So engaging in sports is not only a fantastic way to stay fit, but also an excellent means of meeting fellow students for sure, and integrating into your new environment. So you have to know that the UCL Louvain Sports Service offers over 90 sports and activities, catering to diverse range of interests. So you can choose from popular sports such as basketball, football, volleyball, but also less common activities like Quidditch and also roller hockey. I know that you can also do like submarines, hockey, things like this. It's really funny. I've never done that, but I should maybe, because it looks really funny. So to do all these activities, you have to, sports membership is required. So the fees is 30 euros if you stay only one semester, but it's 50 euros a year for the whole year. So it's not that expensive, and you can really have sports all day. So you should do that. And other things to keep you motivated and busy during the year is the social clubs. So we have like different types. It's really, we only have that in Belgium, and it might be strange for people who are not from here because you're not used to that. And I know, because I know a lot of Erasmuses that comes here, exchange people, and they really think that's strange at first, but then they really get used to, and they really love it. So we have three main types of students social clubs. So the first one is the cycles, then the regionals, and then the CAP. So it's Côte à Projet. So I will explain that. I will explain that to you. So cycles are faculty-specific students social clubs that have their own bar and also organize various activities, including welcoming new students and hosting parties. Regional, so brings together students from the same region. So we all come from region. I come from Moucron, it's a town here, and we have a regional that is named Moucronoise because it's from my city. So it's really funny. You can find people from your own region, so regardless of their field of study. And they also organize similar activities as a cycle, so renting bar, making activities, and so on. So as you can see on the pictures, we have students' tradition. So they have like a little hat on their head. So that's named a calotte. So that's a hat with personal significance to its owner. So it's obtained through a test that is called Corona. So that assesses knowledge of students' folklore, Latin formulas, songs, and motivations. And also they also wear like a personal laboratory apron, so covered in writings and drawings obtained through something that we call a baptism. Event aims at integrating new students. So if you come here at the beginning of the year, so in September, you will see all the baptism and things like this. It's really strange to see that at first, but then you get used and you think that's really funny. So yes, and also the last thing is Côte à Projet. So just behind my head, you can see mine. So I'm in the Côte à Projet. So it's an association of 8 to 12 students, I would say, who live together in a communal housing unit. So as I said, a côte. And we work on a project of their choice. So my project is, in fact, Erasmuses. So I'm here to integrate exchange people. So if you come, guys, I will be there for you and welcome you. We try to, so I'm here, that's my project, but the other one have other projects. So we are, I think, 80 in total, and you can also go there. They also try to get other people that are not Belgian because we like meeting other people. So we have different activities. So it can be just culture, humanitarian aid, sports, environmental protection. We have really a wide range. So if you're interested in this, you can just email them or send them a message on Facebook and go there. It's really cool. And Yes, I would recommend that. So, and remember that all these activities, so these students club are really open to everybody. So don't be shy and try to go there and try to integrate these activities. You will really see how Belgium is really cool and welcoming. So I would say thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the Q&A sessions.
All right, thank you all. Thank you very much for interesting presentation. Thank you for taking your time away from your exam session. It's not spending in those lovely libraries you mentioned. And for all our students and colleagues, you've seen how this institution, I call it as circle ambassador, how does it work? And one of you could become a Circle U ambassador. We have also a program for a student that goes to some of the universities of our alliance, and we'll get back to that later. Also, fantastic info on all other activities. I didn't know you could play Quidditch in Louvain. That's great. And also great opportunity for our colleagues to get some info on the University Center that is enormous, and maybe not that well known, because we know Brussels, but very close to is Université Catholique de Louvain. So Louvain-la-Neuve is a city. Okay, that was apart from our guests today and our fantastic four. And now the other four universities will be presented by video materials, and I will need help from Maria right now.
Yes, I'm here.
Maria, zdravo. I ti imaš one linkove, da?
Da, imam i sad ću da ih puštam.
Važi. Prvi će biti Kings Koledž iz Londona. Pogledat ćemo jedan snimak i onda nešto kratko i reći o tome. Tako da je London prvi.
Pričamo preko Dalibora,
Hey, it's Melanie. As you all know,
Halo. Eto, ponovo se vraćamo meni. To je bila kratka prezentacija Kings Koledža iz Londona. Nadam se da ste imali priliku. Kod mene moja je nestabilna internet konekcija, zato što smo previše blizu, verovatno, rektorat pored Filološkog fakulteta. I onda mi je bilo malo ubrzano, ali jedan od članova alijanse je Kings Koledž London. Nakon Brexita, izlaska Ujedinjenog kraljevstva iz Evropske unije, malo je komplikovanija situacija za njih, ali oni i dalje žele da učestvuju i veoma su aktivni. Pronalazimo načine kako da da omogućimo da ta saradnja se ne prekine. Tamo su studije naravno na engleskom jeziku, ima i drugih programa. Veoma je popularno kod mene na fakultetu, na filološkom, za studente anglistike, mislim da može da bude i za druge. Jedan od najvećih londonskih evropskih univerziteta koji nudi puno mogućnosti. Okay, Maria, the next one is Paris Cité.
In today's world, we're all connected together. We share common challenges, we strive for common goals. Our collective intelligence is our greatest strength. As a hub for this interconnection and a foundation for knowledge in all its diversity, Univerzitet Paris Cité is the world's campus. The word cité means global village, and that's exactly what the university is, an international agora where independence and know-how of each individual can be fully expressed. Univerzitet Paris Cité is a campus open to the world. With its rich history and global influence, it's a place where people come together to explore, learn and innovate. More than ever, Univerzitet Paris Cité is an opportunity for people to change the world. In the City of Light, at the crossroads of science, humanities and healthcare, we're a university where learning and progress serve the global village, where the most brilliant minds come together to shape a better future for tomorrow's generation. A future that benefits people everywhere. A future of hope and concrete solutions. A future we all share with responsibility and commitment. Univerzitet Paris Cité. Enlighten the future.
Eto, dakle, to je bila kratka prezentacija Univerziteta Paris Cité. Poznati su drugi, također možda francuski univerziteti, vama da su bili, možda se sa njima i sarađivali ili razmišljali. Ovo je jedan koji je skoro nastao spajanjem, relativno skoro, spajanjem nekih drugih elemenata, veliki univerzitet također, mogućnosti za studije na francuskom, na engleskom. Za mnoge će biti najvažnije mogućnosti studiranja u Parizu, najvećih gradova na svetu. Što se tiče ovih konkretnih informacija i svih prezentacija, mi ćemo sa Marijom se dogovoriti, verovatno već ima ideju kako da sve to bude dostupno vama i da kasnije možete ponovo da pogledate, a za neke detaljnije informacije možete i da se obratite nama, kolegama u rektoratu, da će sve uvek, ti kanali će uvek biti otvoreni. Kad smo već kod Kvitića u Luvenu, meni bi interesao kako bi Kvitić bio organizovan u Parizu, ali to drugom prilikom onda. Marija, sljedeći nam je Beč, University of Vienna. Hvala Marija. To je bila prezentacija Univerziteta u Beču. Ne treba mnogo predstavljati, još jedan univerzitet iz naše alijanse gde možete studije na nemačkom, takođe i na engleskom da realizujete. Što se tiče načina, to je bilo i u ovom pitanju koje je postavljeno u chatu i kasnije ću ja reći par reči o tome, načine na koje možete doći tamo. Ima mnogo, različiti su. I ne moramo da kažemo, da ponavljamo koliko je Beč za nas važan i geografski nam je najbliži. Neki delovi zemlje su bili u istoj državi u prošlosti sa Bečom. Tako da ta veza se nastavlja, održava i razvija u okviru alijanse Circle U. I poslednji je takođe nama blisko, na krajnjem jugu, najjužniji univerzitet alijanse, to je Univerzitet u Pisi. Zamolio bih Mariju, hvala. Okay, thank you, Maria. And that was the last video presentation. Mnogo različitih sredina, nekoliko smo predstavili ovde i vidite sami koje su brojke, šta sve imaju da nude. Vi, svako od vas ima neke svoje preference, lične želje, planove. Ako Italija bude jedna od njih, kultura, istorija, jezik, Univerzitet u Pizi će biti jedna od destinacija na koju ćete moći da odete u okviru razmene i da nastavite saradnju i o svemu tome ćemo pričati uskoro. I'm looking at the clock right now, it's 12:20, so I would suggest maybe 10 minutes because according to this agenda we have a final word and some time for general questions and answers. I would like to thank once again to all the presenters today, Guri, Stefan, Xenia, Ole. Thank you so much. And maybe at past we could start the breakout rooms for each one of you. Maria, is that okay with you?
Yes, that is perfect with me.
Yeah.
I'm preparing the breakout rooms and I will send you in the chat a link to please evaluate this session. And whoever wishes to receive these presentations via email, leave your email there as well. So in a minute it will be shared as well.
Yeah.
You go on with the Q&A right now.
Yes, okay. And first, so in this part for next 10 minutes, we could answer some questions regarding our part of the University of Belgrade. Okay, maybe our guests could, of course, join the discussion. But if you have some questions to me, to the colleagues from the Rectorate of the University of Belgrade, please raise your hand, speak, do something. Do you have any questions?
Hello. I have questions for Oslo and Aarhus. I'm a fourth-year dental student here in Belgrade. What are my options for semester exchange and maybe postgraduate specialization studies in those two? I loved you both. You were great.
Thank you. I can start.
Thank
you.
You
Said you studied dentistry, odontology?
Yeah.
Our faculty of odontology, they do have offers for international students. I'm not sure how well it fits into your study program, the courses they offer and the training they offer. So my best advice is actually to contact them directly. I know that there is, they have an international advisor who is actually of Serbian origin. So maybe I can share her email address with you and you can start from there. And then when it comes to a PhD, it will also be an issue between you and the faculty. I think it's not very much we can arrange from the central level, but there should be possibilities if the programs suit each other. So I'll find her email and put it in the chat here, okay?
Thank you so much.
Stefan.
And thank you for the question and the interest. As far as I can see on our website, the dentistry program is only offered in Danish at Aarhus University. But this might just be on the BA level. I'm not too sure about this, so I'd like to check up on it as well.
Okay, thank you. That would be great.
Yes, you can either send us an email at ic@au.dk. I can put the email here in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe that would be a way to work around it. Yes, beautiful.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you both.
Hvala. Okay. If you have, as I mentioned, if you have some specific questions for our colleagues from different universities, then just wait for a couple of minutes and then you go to breakout rooms. And so when it comes to the types of scholarships were mentioned here, right? This, the Circle U is all part of the Erasmus Plus program, right? And we have specific multilateral agreement with all the universities from the Alliance. And for our students, from the students of University of Belgrade, means that you have 5 places, 5 times 8 for all 8 universities per semester as a possibility to go to study, to spend a semester or 2 on. That's multilateral agreement. We also have bilateral agreements, and that's another story. So we have some resources to send you there if you want to go. And all the information, you should talk, as Guri mentioned. The first talk is with your own coordinator and with the coordinator at the host university. So you make contact with, let's say, Faculty of Dentistry and get the info, site, talk with the coordinator and so on. And then you talk with your own coordinator at your Faculty of Dentistry in Belgrade to see what are the options, okay? So level of faculty, and also there's a level of central level. Some person at the University of Belgrade is responsible for this Circle U cooperation. And you can also always send a question to me. I will help, try to help you with this. As I said, Dalibor Sokolovic, that's enough. And Faculty of Philology, phil.bg.ac.rs. Just Google my name, you'll find me, Dalibor Sokolovic Filološki. And also, just another remark before I allow one question, it's the language here. Yeah, you see, you have to speak and to have a certificate with English or German, Italian, Danish, whatever you wanna, what university you wanna study. So think about this. This is a very important step for you and good investment in your career. I saw someone, I think it was Masha Obradovic, and I had some question about.
Yes, actually, I had the same question. I mean, dentistry is a very specific field of interest, okay. And we don't have that much, as I know. As much as I know, we don't have that much opportunities like other departments. But I wanted to ask Guri if she could send me that same email for the dentistry.
Actually, I put both her email to the advisor and a link to where they tell about 1 semester taught in English at the Faculty of Dentistry in the chat here. Can you see it? Yeah. It's those starting with my initials, GV. So there is 1 semester, the 8th semester it's on the master's level in Oslo taught in English. It's the spring semester, so you can. But they also prefer that there is an Erasmus agreement based on this exchange, or that the exchange is based on an Erasmus agreement. So maybe the international office can also get in touch with the international advisor at the faculty in Oslo, Sokolovic, and ask whether it's possible to start discussing the possibility of setting up an Erasmus agreement. That would also help, of course, financially for the students.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the right address you have in the chat room. Guri sent you, and she also said that the coordinator at the Faculty of Dentistry is from Belgrade, actually, Snežana Popovic Jovanovic or something, so you can write to her. And always think about the study program you're following here in Belgrade, right? Because you have something, you have exam subjects and so on. So you will have to go somewhere, but in some way recognize your academic success over there. Yeah, you do subjects, you do something, and then you come back to Belgrade. That's how the exchange works, right? Okay, maybe another short question, or we go to break.
So I have a question.
Okay, Boana.
Okay, so it's is there any within the Erasmus this agreements? So there is no for not graduate. I mean, the level is not master in upper. So that means for PhD level, yeah, for PhD, and how it's about that. So I didn't. So it's because you're talking here only about the graduate students and so on. So that my question is for the postdocs, or is there any researcher projects that this alliance also supports on, and how it's going with this?
Yes, absolutely. We're talking, when we talk about all three graduate, undergraduate, and PhD programs within this Circle U and Erasmus Plus, and that you will find each university has its own offer, and you choose between those subjects. And when it comes to research, there's another part of Circle U project. It's you can also find this on our Circle U site. Circle U opportunities for students and researchers, right?
Okay.
It's all new. I have to be honest with you. It's not that developed that you can choose between so many projects, but we're working on it. And there's a special task force, special unit of Circle U that develops.
Okay, but because this is like a university alliance, so it should be, I mean, I don't know how it's with the research, but my question is it interest of the alliance to have some researcher group as well?
Absolutely. We also have a so-called early researchers forum or something like this. And we have different programs, sandpits, programs for connecting in some mutual project or something like this.
Okay.
So
everything is on this side. So I just wanted to know, is it like, because this should be like studying level, so you should be enrolled in some faculty, or is it not necessary? I will check anyway.
Yes, please do. And contact us if you have any questions. Okay, I think we're ready now, Maria, for breakout rooms. Am I right?
Yes, feel free to choose the breakout rooms from the bottom menu in black. It should be there. Yes. And I can manually put you in some of those if you cannot manage. So they are named after university towns, so it's easy to choose.
Okay, thank you, Maria. I'm going to Belgrade, right?
You're going to Belgrade, yes.